Have you ever worked hard your entire life yet still struggled to save money? Maybe you earn a decent salary, but by the end of the month, nothing remains. Maybe you watch others get wealthy while you keep living paycheck to paycheck. Or maybe you've told yourself, I'll start saving when I earn more. But that day never comes. If you feel trapped in this cycle, wondering why wealth seems impossible despite your hard work, then this ancient story is for you. Because over 2,500 years ago in the city of Babylon, a poor scribe discovered a secret so simple yet so powerful that it transformed him from struggling to save even a copper coin to becoming the richest man in the entire kingdom. And today you'll learn that exact system. Stay with me until the end. In the ancient city of Babylon, when the world was young and the streets were filled with merchants trading gold and jewels, there lived a young man named Ard. Ard was a scribe. Every day he sat in the Hall of Records, carefully carving laws and decrees onto clay tablets. His work was skilled, his hand was steady, his mind was sharp. But despite his talent, despite working longer hours than most, Ard had nothing. Week after week, month after month, he labored. He received his wages like everyone else. But when he tried to remember where the money went, his mind drew blank. Food, clothing, offerings to the gods, small pleasures. Somehow it all vanished. His friends were the same. They worked hard. They earned wages. But none of them had wealth, and they dressed in simple garments. They lived in modest homes. And when they looked at the wealthy merchants passing by in fine robes, they wondered why them and not us. One evening, a group of Ard's childhood friends came to visit. They had grown up together, studied under the same teacher, played the same games. Yet now, they all struggled while a few others prospered. One friend spoke what they all felt. Ard, we work as hard as the rich men. We're honest like they are. We're no less intelligent. Why does fortune favor them and ignore us? Why do we have nothing to show for our years of labor? Ard looked at his friends. He looked at his own empty purse. And in that moment, something awakened inside him. He said slowly, "My friends, I do not know the answer, but I refuse to accept this as my fate. If wealth can be earned, then there must be laws that govern it. And if there are laws, they can be learned." That night, Ard made a decision that would change everything. He declared to himself, "I will not be one of those who stand afar off watching others enjoy life. I will claim my share of good things. I will make myself wealthy." But he knew that if he was to achieve this, he needed knowledge. And so, he decided to find someone who truly understood the laws of wealth. Days later, opportunity knocked in an unexpected way. A wealthy moneylender named Algamish came to the Hall of Records. He was known throughout Babylon as a man of immense wealth, cold, sharp, unforgiving in business. Algamish needed a copy of the 9th law, a long, complex legal document. He looked at Ardod and said, "I need this in 2 days. Complete it on time, and I will pay you 2 copper coins." Ard accepted, but the law was longer than he thought. When Algamish returned 2 days later, the work was unfinished. Algamish's face turned red with rage. If Arkad had been his slave, he would have beaten him. But knowing the city master protected scribes, he could only glare. In that moment, Ard did something that surprised even himself. He looked directly at the powerful moneylender and said, "Algamish, you are a very rich man. I am a poor scribe with nothing to my name, despite years of work. Tell me, how did you become wealthy? Teach me your secret, and I will work all night without sleep. When the sun rises, as your tablets will be complete." The room fell silent. Algamish stared at Ard. No one spoke to him this way. No one dared bargain with him. But then something unexpected happened. The old moneylender smiled. "You are a forward knave," he said slowly, "but we will call it a bargain." All through the night, Ard carved. His back ached, his eyes burned. The smoke from the oil lamp made his head throb. But when the sun rose, the tablets were complete. Algamish returned and examined the work. Perfect. He nodded in approval. Now, Ardad said, barely able to contain his anticipation, tell me what you promised. Algamish sat down slowly. His eyes studied Ardad's eager face. I will tell you, he said, because I am becoming an old man, and an old tongue loves to share wisdom. But listen carefully, for if you do not grasp the truth I speak, you will think your night's work was wasted. He leaned forward and spoke in a low, powerful voice. I found the road to wealth when I decided that a part of all I earned was mine to keep. Silence. Arad waited for more, but Algamish said nothing. Is that all? Ard finally asked, confused. Is that all? Algamish repeated, his eyes sharp. That was sufficient to change the heart of a shepherd into the heart of a moneylender. He pointed at Arkad. Tell me, all you earn is yours to keep, is it not? Of course, Ard replied. Far from it. Algamish's voice rose. Do you not pay the garment maker? Do you not pay the sandal maker? Do you not pay for food, for offerings to the gods? He leaned closer. What do you have to show for last month's earnings? What about last year's? Arkad's face flushed with shame. Nothing. He had nothing. Fool, Algamish said, but not unkindly. You pay everyone but yourself. You labor for others. You might as well be a slave, working for whatever your master chooses to give you. He paused, letting the words sink in. If you kept for yourself 1/10 of all you earn, how much would you have in 10 years? Arkad calculated quickly, as much as I earn in 1 year. You speak only half the truth, Algamish replied. He pulled out a small pouch and removed a single gold coin. See this gold piece? It is not just money. It is a slave that works for you. He placed it on the table. In every copper it earns is its child who also works for you, and those children have children who also work for you. This is how wealth grows. He reached into his robe and pulled out a tiny seed. Wealth, like a tree, grows from a tiny seed. The first copper you save is that seed. The sooner you plant it, the sooner it grows. The more faithfully you water it with consistent savings, the sooner you rest in its shade. Algamish stood and looked down at Arkad. Here's what you must do. First, a part of all you earn is yours to keep, not less than 1/10, no matter how little you earn. Second, pay yourself first, before the garment maker, before the sandal maker, before anything else. Third, make what you save work for you. Invest it wisely, so it earns more gold, which earns even more. In fourth, do not buy more than you can afford from what remains. Live within 9/10 of your income. He moved toward the door, then turned back. If you do this faithfully, you will become wealthy. If you do not, you will remain poor. The choice is yours. And with that, Algamish took his tablets and left. Arkad sat alone in the quiet room, the old moneylender's words echoing in his mind. A part of all I earn is mine to keep. It seemed so simple, almost too simple, but it also seemed true. The next time Arad received his wages, he did something he had never done before. He took 1 copper coin from every 10 and hid it away in a secret place. 9 coins remained for food, clothing, and other expenses. And something strange happened. He didn't notice the difference. Somehow, with 9 coins, he managed just as well as he had with 10. It was as if the missing coin had never existed, but in his hiding place, wealth began to grow. As months passed, the pile of saved coins grew larger, and with it came temptation. Merchants displayed beautiful things brought from distant lands, fine robes, exotic foods, rare jewels. Just this once, the voice in his head whispered, "Use what you've saved. You can start again tomorrow." But Ardad remembered Algamish's words. He resisted. After 12 months, Algamish returned. "Have you saved 1/10 of your earnings?" he asked. "Yes, master," Ard replied proudly. "Good. And what have you done with it?" "I gave it to Asmer the brickmaker. He travels to Tai and promised to buy rare Phoenician jewels. When he returns, we'll sell them for great profit." Algamish's face darkened. "Every fool must learn," he said gravely. "But why trust a brickmaker's knowledge about jewels? Would you ask a bread maker about the stars? No. You would ask an astrologer. He shook his head. Your savings are gone, youth. You have pulled up your wealth tree by the roots. Ard's heart sank. The brickmaker had indeed been cheated, sold worthless glass instead of gems. But Algamish placed a hand on Arkad's shoulder. Plant another tree. Try again. And next time, if you seek advice about jewels, go to a jewel merchant. If you want to know about sheep, ask a shepherd. He looked Arkad in the eye. Advice is freely given, but take only what is worth having. He who takes financial advice from those inexperienced in money will pay with his savings to prove their ideas false. Ard started again, this time wiser. When he had saved enough, he entrusted it to Agar the shield maker, a man who understood business, to buy bronze. Every 4 months, Agar paid Arkad rental on the investment. Real earnings, safe earnings. When Algamish returned 2 years later, he asked, "What do you do with the rental income?" Ard smiled. "I buy fine wine, spiced cakes, and honey. I bought a beautiful scarlet tunic. Soon I'll buy a young donkey to ride." Algamish laughed, but it was a sad laugh. "You eat the children of your savings. How can they work for you if you consume them? How can they have children of their own?" He pointed at our God. "First, I'm build an army of golden slaves, then enjoy feasts without regret. Let your wealth multiply before you harvest it." This time the lesson penetrated deep into our heart. From that day forward, he saved his 10th faithfully. He invested wisely with knowledgeable people, and he did not touch the earnings. He reinvested them. The gold pieces became 10. 10 became 50. 50 became 100. Seasons changed. Years turned. The young scribe's hair began to show gray, but his wealth tree had grown strong and tall. When Algamish had become very old, he came to Arad one final time. "Ard," he said, his voice weak but proud, "you have learned well. You live on less than you earn. You seek counsel from the wise. You make gold work for you. My sons only know how to spend. They will waste what I leave them. But you have taught yourself the laws of wealth." He smiled. "I am old. I have great lands in Nippur that need management. Come work with me there, and I will make you my partner. When I die, you shall share in my estate." And so it happened. Arad went to Nippur. He managed Algamish's properties with skill. When the old moneylender passed away, Ard inherited great wealth. But more than the inheritance, Ard possessed something far more valuable: the knowledge of how to create wealth, how to keep it, how to grow it. He had become the richest man in Babylon, not by chance, not by inheritance, but by mastering the eternal laws of money. Years later, when Ard's old friends came to him, asking how he had become so wealthy, he told them this story. Some didn't understand, some were jealous. But a few had a new light in their eyes. They understood what Algamish had taught Ardad, and those were the ones who later became wealthy themselves. My friend, this is not just a story from ancient Babylon. This is your story. The secret that made Ard wealthy 2,500 years ago works exactly the same today. It doesn't matter what you earn. It doesn't matter where you live. The law remains unchanged. A part of all you earn is yours to keep. Remember these 3 laws. Law 1, pay yourself first. Before bills, before wants, before anything. Save at least 1/10. Make it automatic. Make it non-negotiable. Law 2, make your money work for you. Don't let saved money sit idle. Invest it wisely, but seek advice only from those who are successful with money, not from those who have theories, but no results. Law 3, protect your wealth. Don't chase high returns from risky schemes. A small, safe return is worth more than the promise of great profit. Wealth lost is opportunity destroyed. So here is what I challenge you to do starting today. Take your next paycheck. Before you pay a single bill, put away 1/10. Just 1/10. Can't afford it? Then make it 120th. The percentage doesn't matter as much as the habit. Do this for 3 months. Don't touch that money. Just watch it grow. you'll notice something magical. You'll manage just fine with what remains, and the pile of savings will give you a feeling you may have never experienced. The feeling of wealth growing, of taking control, of building your future. You don't need a huge salary to become wealthy. You don't need a lucky break. You don't need to win the lottery. You just need to do what our COD did. Save faithfully. Invest wisely. Let time and compound growth work their magic. If you do this, in 5 years, you'll be amazed. In 10 years, you'll be grateful. In 20 years, you'll be wealthy. Not because I said so, but because it's a law as reliable as gravity. If this ancient wisdom resonated with you, give this video a like so more people can discover it. Share it with someone who's struggling financially. They need this message. And drop a comment. What's one thing you're going to do differently with your money starting today? Let's build wealth together. I'll leave you with Algamish's final words to our COD. Wealth, like a tree, grows from a tiny seed. Plant your seed today. Water it with consistent savings, and soon you will rest in the shade of abundance. Until next time, remember the richest man in Babylon was once just a scribe with nothing. But he made a choice, and that choice changed everything. Make your choice today.